In Parshas Nitzavim, right at the beginning, and this is something we read before Rosh Hashanah every year, a week or two before Rosh Hashanah, here's what Moshe is saying to the people. You are gathered here today, all of you, to enter into a covenant with God. And he says the following, so that he can establish you as his people, and he will be your God. As he spoke about and promised your forefathers, your ancestors, Avraham, Yitzchak, and Yaakov. Rashi tells us what this means. God is saying, I'm asking you to enter into a covenant because I'm already committed. I promised your ancestors that I will never exchange their children for some other nation. So I cannot end this relationship. Therefore, I'm asking you not to end it, not to violate this commitment. I cannot abandon you, and I'm asking you never to abandon me. What a strange situation God finds himself in. He no longer has a choice. He is committed. He cannot exchange us for some other nation, but we still have a choice. We can abandon him or be loyal to him, but he is committed. He can't abandon us. It's a strange expression that Rashi uses. Let me read you the exact words. Don't abandon me because since he cannot separate from you. Einoi yochel. He can't. Now, can we say about God he can't? Could that possibly be correct? He can't. What are we going to take him to court? We're going to sue him? What do you mean he can't? Also, is that the right word to use? God made a commitment. He promised our fathers, our ancestors, that we would be his people forever. So God is trying to say, I'm committed, and I'm asking you to be committed. Is there no other way to say it than I cannot separate from you? And yet Rashi chooses to use those words. So here's what we need to understand. The godly soul in the Jew is a little piece of God. In essence, God and his people are one and the same. So the real question is, what is the need for a covenant? It's not like parents have to sign some kind of a document and promise loyalty to their children. We are inseparable because we're of the same flesh and blood. There's no need for a covenant. There's no need for promises. There's no need for documents to be signed. I guess we could ask the same question about marriage. On the one hand, we are told that every marriage is a reunion of two parts of the same soul. So we are connected because we are one soul. And yet there are vows. A ketubah, a written agreement. and there's the giving of the ring. What do we need all this for? We're so much more connected than a covenant or a vow or a promise could possibly accomplish. So here's the beauty of it. We are far more connected than any agreement or any promise or any covenant. Why then do we need the covenant? It's not to connect us. It's to bring expression to the connection. The fact that we are one is not visible. It's not experienced daily. If you stop and think, who are we really, and what is our actual connection to God, we are one. Or in the marriage, we are of the same soul. So why the promises and why the covenant? That's a step down. We're bringing a higher level of connection into expression on a lower level. So it's not the vow or the covenant that makes us one. But that oneness needs to find expression in the lower world, in the physical world. Just like husband and wife may love each other greatly, intensely, is there ever a need to say it in words? Yes. Because when you say it in words, you're bringing it down from its mystical, heavenly level into the everyday life. Bringing God down to earth. Bringing our covenant with God down to earth. So the oneness is great, but you need to put it in words, and then you need to put it in action. Which is exactly what Rosh Hashanah is. God says, make me king by coronating me and blowing the shofar. God is the king. He is the King of kings. There's nothing we need to do to make him a king. Our king. So what is the need for the words of the prayers and for the blowing of the shofar? We want to take this mystical, heavenly fact that God is the King of kings and make it heard, felt, and experienced in the physical world. And the first stage is to say it in words, and the second is to do something about it, an action, which is the sounding of the shofar. So when Rashi chooses to say that God is asking us to be loyal to him because he cannot separate from us, it's not only because of the vow. The reason he's making the vow is because we cannot be separated. And that oneness that cannot be violated needs to find expression in speech and in action, and that's the purpose of the vow. Not to create a union, but to give it expression in the physical. God will be our king, but will that be some mystical, mysterious fact that only mystics know about? Only if you're holy you'll feel it? Or do we make it known, felt, experienced, so that it changes the world and does not remain in heaven? We should all have a good year, not only spiritually, but physically, materially, financially, good health, and all the things that make life more livable. We have a Sunday night program for VIPs that you might be interested in. It's informal, it's questions and answers, it's conversation, It's really relaxed, it's really pleasant, enjoyable, informative, and kind of community-like. It's a Sunday night program, there's a Wednesday morning program for the VIPs, and there's a Wednesday night program. All of it just conversation, casual, laid back, unscripted. So join us. Take a look, click the link below, and see which of the three suits you best, and join us for some enjoyable conversation.